Hello everyone, Shadefire here, and today I'm taking a first impressions look at an old game that's been recommended to me a couple times by various viewers. This is Clive Barker's Undying, a horror survival FPS from 2001. Now I don't know very much about this game, other than obviously it's tied to Clive Barker, the horror author. The only other Clive Barker game I've played is Clive Barker's Jericho, which was one of the earliest first impressions videos I did, I think. And it wasn't great, though I didn't really get to show it off properly because I didn't even get to the main mechanic in the video. But hopefully this will work better in this video format. So let's get in here. I've never actually seen anything from this game, so I don't really know what to expect. Reading a quick description made it sound a bit like that other game I played, Nosferatu, Wrath of Malachi, the one where you're sort of in that big house and you go through and unlock new areas, but it's kind of a central hub.
I'm tired of traveling, or fighting superstition and its many manifestations. Even though it was me who chose to debunk folklore and mysticism, little did I know I'd end up being labelled as Patrick Galloway, the man with endless occult knowledge. Before I knew it, people all over the world paid me to investigate all kinds of weird things. As long as they paid me, I'd look into it. Funny thing though, the more I saw, the more I believe there are forces beyond our control. Creatures not explainable in any human terms. Things that make my skin crawl. I fled from Ireland and hung around Paris and London with no real purpose till the Great War started. I joined a special unit whose job it was to squelch the fears of the superstitious farm boys who made up the fighting ranks. The Trasanti were the biggest pains. New commanding officer, Jeremiah Covenant, led our unit in the hunt for their camp. We were ambushed. They came streaming out of the woods, waving swords and howling like banshees. I saw their leader holding a strange stone over his head, yelling weird words in a strange tongue. And just when I was going to pull the trigger, he glared right at me. A bright green flash came from his hand, and it bowled me over as my gun went off. I woke up in a hospital bed with severe burns. They told me Jeremiah and the unit had gone on without me, but he'd given me the shaman stone to keep. I hadn't given any of this much thought until I came back here to find this letter that Jeremiah wrote me almost 6 months ago, asking me to come back to Ireland and help him out. This is not something I'm dying to do, for it may mean the death of me. He saved my life though, so I owe it to him. Just hope it's not too late.
Alright, so here's presumably the manor of this Jeremiah Wharf buddy. And, oh, I totally wasn't paying attention. I missed what key it was to open the journal. Alright, so this stone actually does something. I guess this is our most basic weapon, infinite ammo. I don't know what those things on the right side of the screen are, though. It's got like a rating on the right. Anyhow, I'm sure we'll figure that stuff out. I guess let's just go in the creepy mansion. Is that somebody saying, look?
You're Jeremiah's old war buddy, right?
Is that all you had to say? Oh, I had a... Okay, never mind. This is just like a weapon wheel. I thought that was like a dialogue tree or something. Is that all you had to say?
thirsty? I've got a couple of stouts hidden.
I'm Patrick Galloway, a friend of Jeremiah's. Sorry it took me so long to get here. His letter said it was most urgent.
Jeremiah is beginning to think that the letter never arrived in your hands. He's been quite anxious to see you. We've all been quite worried. Jeremiah's now bedridden. Follow me and I'll show you to his living quarters. I apologize for the look of the house, but there's only a skeleton crew of servants now. Jeremiah let go of everyone else, and the house is much too large for us to clean. Because we've lost electricity to most parts of the house, we can only maintain the living quarters. This family's had so much tragedy. I hope you can help him.
Is this gonna end in a Twilight Grotto with Jeremiah ripping chunks of flesh out of us, screaming about the rats? Is that a ghost? I had to go this way anyway. Alright. Oh, okay. Okay. I wasn't sure we had to fight there. So we've got a ghost, we've got a flesh beast. Is that a medkit? We gained health back. Is there an inventory? I'm just pressing keys. Okay, yeah, we do have an inventory. Switched with V. I wonder if that means we can't reload if we have something else equipped.
Won't budge. Stuck. Jammed. 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 Stuck.
There's the next big game jam, the stuck game jam. Alright, so we can't go this way.
Won't budge.
Or this way. Clearly there's something we need to figure out in this room. We can't just bang up against the walls going, Where is it?
Stuck. Stuck. Won't budge.
Oh, there's a door there. What did this... Alright, I right-clicked instead of left-clicked, and now I've got some sort of spooky vision. I don't know how to turn it off.
Won't budge.
Patrick, you made it.
At your service, Jeremiah. Sorry for the delay, but I've been abroad. What happened to you?
It seems I've come under the watchful eye of the Reaper, my friend. It's been a long time, hasn't it?
Apparently too long.
Patrick, I came back from the war only to find my entire estate in disarray. My brother Aaron disappeared first, and then my sister Bethany. My declining health is a result of an old war wound, and unfortunately, the symptoms are irreversible. I didn't summon you here to watch me die. I need your help.
Anything I can do. Just name it.
Strange events began happening around the manor. After thinning out my staff, they ransacked my estate, taking whatever they could carry. The rest of the help was quick to follow, as they feared rumors of my family's curse. I can't help but think it's more than a coincidence that strange happenings have increased since I've been back from the war. I want to get to the bottom of this, but I'm just too weak to investigate it myself. I'm relying on you to step in for me.
Of course, Jeremiah. The only reason I was coming back here is to assist you however I can.
My thanks to you, Patrick.
What the hell is that?
Sounds like it came from downstairs.
I'll check it out. Lock the door behind me.
Why did he start violently twitching when that happened? My old war wound has turned my hands into clubs. I only point that out because Patrick has fingers, but that guy just had club hands. Also, Patrick's sweet Tress FX style hair. Alright, let's go find out what made that noise, I guess. Also, it looked like that painting of his family had a seam in it, so I'm wondering if that opens at some point. Probably not supposed to be able to see that seam.
Won't budge. Stuck.
Oh, hey, a ghost. That's one of his family members, who is presumably dead, since he's a ghost. Okay, so I can do that without switching to the rock. Whatever it is charges that meter at the bottom. I don't know if that's just our magic meter. Okay, it doesn't charge the meter, it uses up the meter. So I wonder if that's our sort of flashlight power. It does seem to make you see a little better. Still got the old-fashioned quick saves. I'm sure we're gonna need them.
Stuck.
This doesn't seem like the game that would checkpoint. I should probably look at the controls to see how to use those items. Well, you know, it's surprising to see a working mirror in an Unreal 1 engine game. Some sort of spook has murdered the maid. Back, ye devil. I think that's all that does, is pushing them away from you. Alright. Control does not make you crouch, it makes you jump. What manner of beast is this? Some sort of two-fingered vampire thing? I like that Patrick has nothing to say about that. It's like, whatever. Creatures of the night. Wow, she got gross real fast. Oh, I was like, how am I getting hit from that guy in front of me? Alright, Q is to use your active item. Which, it seems I have to actually switch to my bullets to reload. Or I just can't reload? Impatient of him. So when you get hit, it throws off your aim pretty good. Trying to get some space between us, and I keep accidentally switching back to the stone. Also, I just noticed that Patrick is a left-handed protagonist instead of your typical right-handers. Alright, so hopefully the whole game is not going to be retreating back to the room you came from to fight the stuff.
Jammed.
But I'm sure at some point we'll get something more effective than a pistol.
Stuck.
So this game actually runs pretty well on modern systems. It wasn't really trouble to set up.
No! Help me, Patrick!
What? I thought for a second there I thought that was us yelling "Help me, Patrick" when we got hit. But whenever you're trying to get old games to run like this, I don't know if some of you might not have heard of PC Gaming Wiki. PC Gaming Wiki basically will have a list of all the up-to-date fixes and stuff you can use for old games like this to get it to run in widescreen and stuff like that. Oh, I see. They have like goat heads. I thought it was wearing like something on his head.
Those beasts were after me.
What in God's name were those things?
They're called howlers. And while I've never seen one before tonight, I've heard of them for years.
Those weren't natural, my friend. We're fighting more than superstitions here.
Perhaps I was being naive not to tell you, but there might be something more sinister at work here. When I was a boy, I encountered something I can't quite explain. You see, there was this isle of standing stones that sits just off the estate. Someone had carved a sigil into each of the stones, something indiscernible. Father had many books on the occult, one of which contained a sketch of that very symbol. I took my brothers and sisters out to the island and read from my father's book.
Well, what happened?
Something answered. The ocean began to boil, and a great wind whipped against us as we stood in the circle, and my siblings huddled to the ground in fear. Eventually, the wind died, and the sea settled. Patrick, I know it sounds like the ravings of a dying man, but I believe those standing stones had something to do with this. What has once been a taint upon this family has now begun to manifest itself.
But you told me you're dying. Doesn't this curse end with you?
Who knows? My brothers and sisters are dead, but I don't think they're really gone. I've heard some servants whispering. They think they've seen Lisbeth on the estate. My family has come for me. I sense them, Patrick. By now, you and I know the supernatural exists. You saw the howlers. And what about our encounters with the Tersante during the war? You still even carry the Gelzebar stone with you.
It's a token of the shaman's life I took. That's all.
I found a scroll with a picture of the Gelzebar on it. I believe it contains the way to awaken the stone's dormant power.
Very well. Let me study this scroll overnight, and I'll see what I can do in the morning.
This house still hides many secrets. I'm counting on you to reveal them and put an end to this mess.
And then we just went to sleep, whatever. I forgot to mention the antediluvian horrors underneath my mansion. Okay. I think we got a new power. I don't know how to use it. Let's just check the controls real quick. Alright, so spell is right mouse, hold R to select. Ectoplasm. Is that some sort of attack spell, I guess? And they said Bioshock was unique for the plasmid in one hand and the gun in the other. Or I guess that was Bioshock 2 that did that, not the first one. Gelziwa Cthulhu Fatan. Cthulhu Catan. I can make up my own Lovecraftian language. Like in high school when I made up my own fucking runic language. that was just, as my friends described it, something like pigeon feet.
Have you noticed anything strange going on?
Apparently, Elizabeth's room was broken into last night during the commotion.
Where's her room?
Just down the hall from here. It's quite a mess.
Did that servant appear in a flash of a light and come around the corner?
Jammed.
Also, these doors are like 3 times taller than humans.
Locked.
Bethany's room.
Stuck.
So yeah, I get the impression that as you go, you'll kind of open up access to more areas of the house, but you can still go back to other
Locked.
ones.
Tell me what you know about Lisbeth.
Why, she was a fetching young lass. Quite the fiery temper, though. She could be placid and calm 1 minute, and then suddenly she's spitting curses and swinging her nails at you like an animal. 'Tis a pity her mother died birthing her.
Indeed.
Following her mother's death, I'd raised Lisbeth like my own. In the end, the wasting sickness got her. I'd cared for her when she was sick and watched her wither away to nothing. Pity a young woman has to die in the spring of her life. Now she rests with her poor mother at the family mausoleum. The groundskeeper claims to have seen her recently. Poor man, seeing a ghost is never a good omen.
Where can I find this groundskeeper?
He's out in the gardens. You can get there through the kitchen.
Your knowledge is appreciated. Thank you.
Like that one guy just scuttling by. Nothing to see here, I'm interrupting a cutscene. Excuse me. Sir? Sir? Is this Lisbeth? With her creepy Rottweilers?
This house needs a priest.
Boing, boing, boing. Picture a servant walks in to find this strange man just spinning a gun in the bathtub. I can't even imagine what he was supposed to be doing there. Fixing, I guess. The real mystery is how is this lamp still on with no plug? Alright, let's go find Groundskeeper Willie. We should probably wrap this up pretty soon. I mean, we've had our story set up and... Oh, shit!
Help me!
Okay. And here I thought they mostly come at night. Mostly. Though, looking out the window, it does not really look like daytime so much as eternal twilight. It does seem like headshots work on them. It's just hard to hit them when they're bouncing. Yeah. Eat ectoplasm. I guess we're shooting ghosts at them or something. Ghost beams. I mean, you were fine 2 seconds ago.
Good heavens!
What? What?
Oh!
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't... Oh, that killed us. I guess we're not allowed to ghost the servants to death. Where... Am I back in my room? Or is this... Okay, the doors serve as loading points, I guess. I was just so confused as to why this guy was making female maid sounds when I blasted him with magic. And it's presumably because he just shares codes with the other servants. Alright. Yeah, I'm looking around, creepy whispering. Hey, good looking. Oh, balls. Did he just eat my skull? Can't do that. Oh, what game is it where you can kill other players and eat their skulls? I can't remember now. It's some horrible MMO. There's a creepy little goblin around. That sounds like it's coming from under the stairs? Oh, this is bad. So this ectoplasm thing doesn't actually seem to go towards your target so much as it's just in a random direction that you're facing. Good up close, probably not very good at distance. I don't have any health packs. But, yeah, I think that's a pretty good look at Clive Barker's Undying. It actually seems pretty neat. I don't know.
Won't budge.
It seems like a particular type of old game that I would still enjoy playing now.
Jammed.
You know, it's kind of slow-paced, but then there's action, and then you walk around talking to people and exploring. It's a good balance, I think, of, you know, as opposed to, say, just a straight-up shooter from, you know, 2000 or whatever. Well, this one's green. Well, it didn't help him much. So, this is Clive Barker's Undying. I actually got this on GOG when it was on sale for like a couple dollars. But it is available on Steam as well. I believe it's $10 normally. And, yeah, you know, I look forward to playing more of this eventually. Because it seems pretty neat. Who knows, maybe I'll do a blind playthrough of this someday. But until next time, I've been Shadefire, this is Clive Barker's Undying, and I'll see you all again some other time. Until then, y'all take care.